Welcome to Lead Loud. My name is Rich Mulholland. I am the founder and chief evangelist of Presentation Powerhouse Missing Link. Now, every week we want to answer questions for you on presenting, around public speaking, or just showing up well on Zoom meetings. And that's what we're trying to do for you today. Because today I want to answer the question, how do you keep eye contact on a video call? Something we all need to take care of. So I'm going to share with you 3 answers that you can use after this. Okay, so we're all on video calls all the time. And in fact, one of the things I really tried to get better at is making sure that I look people directly in the eyes when I'm chatting to them. So much so that after the video I posted a few weeks ago showing my home setup, I got this comment on YouTube from David. He basically said, how do I always appear to be looking into the camera, whereas between Zoom windows and Prezi and my other windows, I might need, it's usually like I look somewhere, anywhere but into the camera. I answered that he was spot on, but I do think that this deserves its own video. So, David, thanks for the question, and here we are. As mentioned, I want to share with you 3 ways: the hard way, the easy way, and the way that I've not tried yet, but that I trust. I'll explain in a second. So let's start with the difficult way. And how I first found out about this, I was having a chat with my mate, Paul Galatas. He's from Yuppie Chef and Names and Faces fame. And when I was chatting to him, it looked like he was looking directly into my soul. And I was like, dude, how are you doing this? How are you putting this off so well? And he said, well, I built a pretty badass setup. And he took a picture, and sure enough, here it is. So that was me in that little window, and you can see the teleprompter there. And in fact, I bought the exact same make as him, the teleprompter there that exists so that I can see him directly. Now, that is what I have set up right now on this camera here. I'm looking directly into the teleprompter, and I can see the camera is right here. So if you have a look over here, you can see the camera angle that I have set up, and you can see what I'm looking at. I'm able to see my audience. I'm able to look at, this is my Prezi screen, but it would be my Zoom screen. And I'm able to get a really, really good look at people by looking directly at them. Now, it does take a little bit to set up. You do have to plan around getting some of the, technical equipment and things like that to get it working. It's actually not terribly expensive, but it does have some cost components. But if you're going to be showing up in meetings a lot with all different people, that's definitely something you should consider. Now, let's go to number 2. Now, number 2 for me is the easy one. This is my typical Zoom setup that you would see there. Now look where my eyes are going. And I'll tell you why my eyes are going there, and it's quite simple. It's because if I have this set up on my full screen, now I've got quite a big monitor here. So if I'm looking at the corner of my monitor, let's say I want to look at Francois, and Francois was down in the bottom corner, I think I'm chatting directly to him because I'm looking at the image and he's smiling back at me. So we've got eye contact. But of course, that's not true because Francois isn't there. Francois is there. So how do I solve for that? Well, it's super simple, and it's going to take a little while for you to get used to, but all I do is I make my Zoom window smaller. So I zoom right in there and I get my Zoom window smaller. Now it looks quite hard to see here, but actually it's really, generally pretty easy. I will then bring my Prezi video right next to me. Now, to give you a kind of more of a view of what I would be looking at, it would be something like this. My eye contact is going directly to the screen with a tiny little glance. You could see down there was my next screen was coming up. I had that little white block. With a tiny little glance, I could see, my next slide is a plexicam slide. So what I would be able to do then is by maintaining my eye contact with the audience, I now know what's coming, and I would have a quick peek earlier, and then I would know it's coming. One thing I never want to do, by the way, I never want to change slides while looking at my preview monitor. Any environment, online or in person. I want to make sure that I see, load up in my brain what's coming next, and then I carry on chatting to the audience. So then when I do say the third option that's available for you, and this is the one I haven't tried, that is called plexicam. I then know that that is going to be appearing. So I know it's going to come live at the right time it should come live. Now, let's actually have a look at plexicam quickly here. You can go up there and you can see how it works. So you just put that bit of plexiglass over the screen, you pop that in there, and Bob's your uncle. Now, I said I haven't tried this yet, but Spencer Waldron from Prezi has tried it, and he says, I respect him so much, he's brilliant, and he says it has been fantastic. So that's a pretty cool vote of confidence for it. If you go to their website, you can see they have several options available there. You can see the different sizes they've got. You can scroll up there and you can see you can attach a different camera to it. You can even attach lighting to it. I've seen them attach ring lights to it. There's like a little mirrorless camera. In fact, I think that's the ZV-1 that I have. Yeah, so you really do have options available for you to present. So 3 tips for you there. It was one, the expense one, using a teleprompter, and I'll include some links to what you can get in the YouTube video description. So if you're on another platform, be sure to go and check that out. I'll put all the links there. Number 2 is you can just make your screen smaller, and I advise this for 99% of the people. Small little tip on this one. I look, even when I have it there, I'm still looking directly at the camera. If I was looking at where my zoom would be, I'd be looking here. What I've found is I can get away with that with 90% of the calls because it's small. I'm looking close enough to where the angle would be. What I must learn then not to do actually is to sometimes shift to there, because then people can see the difference. But if I just spend my whole meeting looking at where that screen is, then that works just fine. So, and then number 3 is plexicam. There are other options available on Amazon, but I don't know people who've tested them, so I'm not sure I would trust them just yet. So that's it for this week. I hope you find it helpful. Eye contact is crucial. People talk a lot about body language, but actually eye language as a speaker is what you need to turn on. And if you want to get that right, you want to make sure people think you're looking at them, not at the people over there. I hope that's been helpful for you. If you have questions or there's ideas for future videos or future questions you have around how to show up, please feel free to leave those in the comments, and I'll do my very best to get answers for those for you soon. So until next time, lead loud.